We are a year late getting to Vermont, but the sunset that greeted us when we got there was pretty insane, so please forgive me for filming through a very dirty windshield. We made it to Vermont a month ago. We are a year late. We're at Liam's brother's property for the next few months. We're gonna be here through the winter because nothing we wanted to do has went as planned, and this is the last place we wanted to be for winter. Fortunately, Liam's brother had a stash of extra thick insulation we could use around the camper. We're gonna need it.
Water was already pooling over in that corner. I just don't want that to happen again, so if the cut is pitched on top, then it should come out and off easier rather than pooling at the seam.
Oh, it sure looks party. Oh no. It's a metaphor for our lives! You know what? That's just how it's gonna be. And we stopped making plans because they don't work. So yeah, we're a year late in getting here. But I'm glad we got here for fall because it's been really, really pretty. Look at this tree. It's a tree. It looks like something bent the entire tree over and it's stuck that way. I have no idea what would have done that. I guess that's something falling, but that's just kind of funny. How you gonna grow like that? Anybody know what kind of poop that is? It's probably just deer poop. But if you know, I want to know, because I don't know. It was moose poop. Is moose poop. And I was looking it up to see what kind of poop it was on my phone early one morning. And when I finally figured it out, I was really excited about it. And I was talking to Liam and I was like, dude, that'd be really cool to look out the window and just see a moose. And as soon as I said that, I looked out the window and I seen the ass of the moose walking back into the woods as I said that. And I lost my mind. So I seen a moose, but I only seen the ass of the moose. But you could tell it's a moose because it's all slopey and awkward and really weird looking. It's not like a elk or a deer. So I seen a moose's ass. But we have the kiln hooked up here and I've been making pots and I kind of started right away when I got here and that's going pretty good. At least from a technical standpoint. I'm in straight goblin mode today and I have been for many days. Today is definitely a shower day. I am working on some new pots. I'm not getting things done as fast as I would like, which is the story of my life, but I'm just a very slow worker. And even though I love ceramics, I will do it for about an hour before I'm like, I have to take a break. And it takes me forever to carve the imagery into one of these mugs. And then I have that feeling when I'm done where it's like starting a new one. It feels like starting an entire huge project over again, even though it's not. It's like psychologically, it's just like, it's kind of like when you're playing a video game and then like maybe you get really far along and then your little guy dies, like your little Super Mario guy dies and you have to start over and you're like, yeah, I'm over it, we're done. I feel like that every time I have to start a new mug. So I wanted to have all of these carved already by yesterday and I don't, but I did get 2 of them done. I usually only work on about 10 mugs at a time. I follow a lot of potters and a lot of them sometimes I just see potters making so much work in one go and I'm just like, how do you do that? When it's really involved too, like very detailed work. They have either carvings or some kind of design work on their pieces and it kind of sucks to like look at that and be like why am I so slow and you seemingly are a freaking master? I don't know. I tend not to get caught up in like that kind of like, I don't get jealous of other potters really. I kind of used to get jealous of other artists when I was like really young, like in my 20s and stuff. But I don't really do that now. But I do have like a little bit of like, I wish I could throw 50 to 60 mugs in a day and then design them all like right away. Like have all of the design work done on them in like 2 more days after that. Like I can't do that. And I know a lot of other potters that do that. And it's just like, so even if I made 60 of these mugs at a time, I don't think they'd all sell right away. They'd kind of sit in I think a small batch of them would sell right away and the rest would kind of sit in the shop and trickle in over time. There's stuff sitting in my shop right now. People are kind of holding onto the money right now, and I do not blame them for that at all. I think, my work definitely requires an economy where people have disposable income, and that seems to be people have less and less of as time goes on. So, but that doesn't mean my other potter friends aren't selling out instantly, because they are selling most of their work right away. So it's not entirely that either. You can't really blame anything on one thing. Fish the bottom. Okay, I wasn't going to trim the last 5, but then I remembered that if I just trim them and get them done, then I can get this frickin' wheel out of here and have my table space back. So I did it. I did it! Yay, now I can clean for an hour.
We got a couple nice days of rain this week, which is my favorite time to work. I was able to get my mugs carved and now they just needed to dry so I could bisque fire them. So I was building these videos up too much in my mind and thinking that I needed to catch up and had to show you very sequentially like all the things that happened coming out here in a very chronological order. And now that it's like a year later, it just felt like this monumental task. And that's dumb. It's really stupid. I can do these any way I want, right? Who cares? Literally nobody cares. So I'll just do little flashbacks every time I have a video. How about that? So like I said, we're a year late in getting to Vermont, but we got here for fall. We didn't get to drive around and see the foliage for peak fall other than just what's around us because we didn't have our license and registration and just weren't driving legal with very expired tags. But that's okay because last year we were in Kentucky for fall and Kentucky delivered big time, which is unusual. Growing up, it was kind of just like everything turned brown and went away. But last year it was good. And we went on probably one of the best, most gorgeous hikes ever. A good friend of mine, Buddy, brought me and Liam to a place in Berea, Kentucky to go hiking. So this is a good segue to flash back to that.
I'm not sure if I've ever hiked out here in the fall.
It's been a lot worse before, but it doesn't take much clutter for me to feel claustrophobic in here. So when I'm waiting for work to dry, it's usually a good time to clean. These plastic RV sinks get so dirty so easy, and they look freaking nasty. You have to clean it all the time, over and over again. I want to replace it. Much better. My pots are done. I did 10 mugs, and those will get uploaded and put on the website in the next few days. That'll probably be done by the time I get this video up, but who knows. I kind of want to just do some landscape work. I've been watercoloring a little bit more and more lately, and kind of wish I would have just been a painter. Because you never know what's going to happen with pottery. And it's so hard to just be a potter, especially when you don't have like a really nice setup of your own. At least now we have our own kiln, but we have to kind of take it where we go with us, and that's not always going to work out. It's like we can hook it up here, we can hook it up at Liam's dad's, but like where else are we going to be able to take a kiln? It needs like a special plug. I don't know. Things are weird and nothing is certain, and it's not been the travel that we wanted it to be. But I can't complain too much because we got where we want it to be ultimately as like our main home base, and we're here. And Liam's family's here, and that's a massive help. That makes a big difference. They're working on the house. I'm not looking forward to the temperatures of winter, but it's gonna be really pretty, I think. So I'm looking forward to that aspect of it, and hopefully we won't get like 5 feet of snow. I know, I'm so rambly with this. I'm not good at this. So that's all I've done so far since I've been here. I made 10 mugs, and it's been a month, and that makes me feel not lazy, but I wish I could do more. Maybe eventually I'll get to a point where I can do more. I'm just gonna make some landscape wall pieces next, though. We'll see how this sale goes. I have some like sort of 3-dimensional wall pieces in mind, because I'm really kind of just over mugs for the moment. But that's what I've been thinking about for the past month. I've been thinking about my work a lot, like what direction I want to go in for ceramics and for watercolor, because it would be wonderful to be able to also sell that work too eventually, but I don't feel like I'm ready for that yet. But I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've been thinking about what to do with the ceramics, because I'm not a person that can just make 60 mugs in a month. Like I'm never gonna be that person. I've never been that person, and for some reason I'm not even the same person that can make as much work every month as I did just a few years ago. I don't know what happened, but maybe I'm just really burned out still and don't realize it. I think also there's been so much life change too, you know, like I can't expect everything to feel normal when my life is not very normal, and I just moved across the country in a camper and nothing ever went as planned, and you know, like I feel kind of stuck at the moment, and I know Liam definitely feels stuck at the moment, but I can't complain too much because it's freaking gorgeous up here, and it's exactly the kind of landscape I need to be in. So I'm going to be thankful for that, and hopefully next time I talk to you, I'll have some work underway that I'm like excited about and can kind of dig myself out of my mental brain hole. Is that a word? Anyways, I think things are shitty for everybody right now because the world's really shitty right now. So, you know what? Big hug. Big hug. Okay. I can do this and you can do this. And I love you guys. And I'll see you next time.